America's always gotten heat because we always try to pretend we're also holier than everybody else, and we have all these great human rights, and we're this beacon of light when we have so much corruption and we deal with shady motherfuckers when it benefits us. Like now they've actually uncovered, and I was actually there when this happened in the Iran-Iraq war, that we were facilitating chemical weapons to Iraq to use on Iran. So how hypocritical do we look if that is true? And then the thing is that, Obama said, he put like a red line. If you use chemical weapons, we're going to fucking react. And supposedly they've used chemical weapons. But then again, we go back to that infamous scene when one of the most, respected leaders at that time, Colin Powell, came out and said, this is proof that they have anthrax or whatever the fuck he said it was in Iraq as an excuse to go in there. We later found out they had no chemical weapons and that we'd been given faulty intelligence and that they'd been pushing for years to start a war there anyways. We don't know if those videotapes of the kids that we're seeing convulsing and hallucinating and all that are doctored, if they're from another year. We really don't know what's going on. We just know that, again, we're trying to go into another country, and look at what's happened in Iraq. The sectarian violence is an all-time high. Supposedly we were going to get paid back for going in there with Iraqi oil. That didn't happen. Every time we've gone into the Middle East, we fucked it up, whether it's Libya, whether it's Iraq, whether it's Egypt. We have no business in Syria. And really, the only interest the United States should have is in the United States. All that money that we've spent on Afghanistan and, trillions of dollars on these fucking wars that have gotten us nothing. We should have spent that money in the United States on better education, raising teachers' pay, raising the minimum wage, green technology, helping homeowners avoid foreclosure. The banks got a bailout, but the homeowners got fucked. A lot of other shit we should be fixing here. Fuck all these other countries. That's their goddamn problem. And we always have to be the police. And it's always like us and England and maybe Australia and Canada. It's always the same motherfuckers. Let the rest of the world foot the bill. We don't have to be the world's policeman. That's why motherfuckers hate us. I remember when I was in the Navy and I went like in the 80s and we were traveling all around the world. And believe me, dude, everywhere we went, everybody looked up to us. They were like, oh man, Americans really cool. When I went back, when I started to travel with WCW, and even when I got out of WCW and I was doing a lot of indie shows worldwide, man, you should see how many places we went and they were disrespecting us and they hated us for our government's politics. So stay the fuck out of Syria.